I took a trip to Japan this past fall in early October. Man, it was a dream trip for me to go there, just to experience the culture, the food, the people. I got to hang out with Marizo, and man, what a fun trip. But it was amazing how many new things I picked up on, and how, even at 44 years old and having tournament fish for 20 years, how I still am learning. And that's what I love about these classes. So thank you guys for coming out. And this is one of them. And this is what we're going to talk about, which is the punch shot rig. The punch shot rig. And we're going to be looking at the different styles of this. There's 2 different styles of a punch shot rig. And we're going to be looking at the components and how to fish it, how to rig it. But it's a beautiful, what I call, hybrid technique. It's a beautiful hybrid technique, and it's combining two, in my opinion, of some of the best fish catching and big bass techniques we have right now. So it's punch shotting's part drop shot, that's right. It's part drop shot, and it's part punching. It does an amazing job of getting in and out of that heavy cover, right? Like traditional punching, it's gonna, and we're gonna see this in a second, it does an amazing job of getting in and out of cover. And I want you, as we're talking, I want you to keep in mind that this punch shotting, both leadered and non-leadered, is good for all forms of cover. It's not just grass, right? So it's great in grass, man. In the short time that I've used it, I fished it in hydrilla and milfoil, and I fished it in matted vegetation, and it's great. But think broader than that. Think in terms of this doing an amazing job of getting in and out of all forms of cover. So bushes, a laydown, a pine tree, all that stuff. Even guys that are good punch guys, they'll flip in that mat, and you'll sometimes see the mat shake, you'll see the bush shake, and you see the guy go, and they'll have it on for a second, and it'll come off. Synonymous with punching because it's such a big weight that when you put that upward pressure on, it's like one piece. It's the big weight and the hook are acting as one, and you don't get them. That big weight hits the roof of their mouth because they're sucking in the weight too, right? They suck in the weight, you jack them, and it pulls this way, and then goes up, and that weight just pops out their mouth. So you feel like you have them on for a second, and they come off. It's frustrating. That problem is solved with the punch shot, both kinds, leadered and non-leadered, because the weight is not part of the hook. The hook's separate. The hook's free-floating. It's out here. This is the non-leadered. We're going to look at the leadered in a second. It's by itself. So when that fish gets it, that fish is getting the bait and not the weight. And then when you do that same hook set, you've got him. So you make that cast with this punch shot, hits the bottom. You're going to shake your rod 10 to 30 seconds, just like a drop shot. If it's not happening, you're going to pull it out to make your next cast. Before you do that, tick the roof. And all that means is if you can imagine, imagine that my hand here is the roof of that thick cover, whatever it is, right? It's brush, it's weeds, it's whatever. Before I remove it from that cover to make the next cast, I tick it. I go ting, 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 ting. I'll do it 3, 4, 5 times. I'll just tick that roof. So you're like, you're hitting it from the bottom. You're ticking it. And you get a lot of extra bites doing that, right? What does that look like naturally in the environment? What does that look like? Crawfish trying to get out of that mat. What else?
Yeah, I was going to say it's trying to escape.
Bait fish feeding underneath.
Absolutely. That's really what I think it looks like.
Welcome to Bass University TV, an online video training course where you'll learn champion bass fishing techniques from pro anglers Pete Gluzek, Mike Iaconelli, and their talented special guests. From on the water to in the classroom, you'll learn sound techniques and strong fundamental bass fishing skills. Watch hours of video content on multiple topics at your own pace for a low monthly fee. Cancel at any time. Information is power in the sport of fishing, so learn from the very best. Subscribe to Bass University TV today.